Hello everyone, welcome. My name's Graham Wood, I'm Australian and I live in Sydney, New South Wales. My poem is titled The Gift of an Ending and appears in the Proverse Poetry Prize Anthology 2025 called Mingled Voices number 10. In my poem, I focus on the impact of heavy flooding from Australian rivers, particularly along the eastern coast of our continent. This flooding occurs very frequently, and along with severe bushfires and long-lasting droughts, is one of the major natural calamities that affect our lives in Australia. I had very personal experience of flooding as a child, living near a river that always overflowed and requiring us often to leave the house, sometimes in the middle of the night. And now the poem, The Gift of an Ending. They speak in flood years by the river, those times when rain refused to stop and water rose to record heights. They tally the cost in people drowned, livestock lost, farmers ruined, knowing how random inundations measure lives, their tragedies of loss, the struggles to regain. And years later, decades on, they yarn in river pubs about the demigods of local myth, pointing to photos on the wall of boats in flooded streets. That's my old man there, rowing that. And men and women in sou'westers and oilskin coats, performing miracles of the everyday, waist deep in muddy torrents. These floods they speak of are lighthouse years, never forgotten, when family treasures sailed away, the piano lost in the 50 flood, the uniform from the Pacific War. And a lifetime on, old-timers in saloon bars still know how quickly the water rose, how high it got, how long it stayed afterwards on farmlands and river flats. But they reserve their quietest tones of telling to speak of generations past who waited for the one moment above all others when the rain had stopped and finally the water peaked and the long, painfully held flood breath of the valley could be released in one collective sigh.